Is your Spider-Man constantly getting out-sustained by healers and Marvel rivals? Ever wonder why you can't just seem to secure that elimination? This video breaks down the precise strategies and in-game scenarios you need to master. We're going to break down every healer matchup against Spider-Man, good and bad, giving you the definitive guide to becoming a healer's worst enemy. I'm Dash, rank 1 Spider-Man in Season 2.5 and a peak 1 above all player, and I'm making this guide to help you advance the ranks. This guide is going to use the most advanced Spider-Man combos, so if you don't know what they are and need help learning them, check out my advanced Spider-Man combo guide before watching this one. Trust me, it'll make it a lot easier. Alright, let's get into it. So very quickly, let's categorize each healer into how difficult of a matchup they are for Spidey before we get into how to play against each of them. Let's begin with Spider-Man's most difficult matchups. Spider-Man's worst healer matchups include Adam Warlock, Jeff the Landshark, and Ultron. Mid-tier matchups include Rocket Raccoon, Loki, and Luna Snow. The best matchups include Cloak and Dagger, Mantis, and Invisible Woman. Now let me just say that depending on your skill level with Spider-Man, Rocket and Luna might not be as difficult to deal with, but on a very base fundamental level, this is about accurate as the matchups can get with Spider-Man's current state. Now let's break down how you should deal with each healer. Let's start out with Adam Warlock. For most of the game's lifetime, he has only been viable in triple healer compositions, but with his recent buffs he can also be played into double healer comps. Adam is incredibly strong against dive, and his avatar lifestream is a flat 95 HP heal for targeted teammates and a flat 35 HP heal for himself with 2 charges. These 2 charges means that it will out-heal most, if not all, your cooldowns on Spider-Man, making it very difficult to burst down an enemy. Your best bet is to either pull Adam off the map or triple overhead slam plus web clusters in between on your target. Pulling an enemy off the map is certainly not easy, and triple overhead slam tech is going to be difficult to do as you simply won't have enough damage in the middle of a teamfight where you'll also be likely getting targeted at the same time. You might have some success if you're playing against Adam into a double healer composition, but against triple heal composition, I'd recommend swapping to a character with more consistent damage to outdamage Adam's burst healing. Onto Jeff the Landshark. Now with Jeff, he doesn't really pose a threat to you damage-wise, but he's going to be very difficult to kill. Against the good Jeff, as soon as you shoot a cluster at him, he's going to swim away. Let's add to the fact that even when you do manage to knock him up with your uppercut, he can still immediately dive back into the ground and swim away, leaving you unable to finish your combo on him. That means that even trying to yo-yo him isn't going to be very efficient either. Really, your only chance to kill a Jeff is to succombo him. So unless you're able to consistently kill a Jeff doing this, you should absolutely consider swapping, as Jeff is a very cheesy character. If you ignore him and let him run rampant, he will carry his team to a win, much like Teemo from League of Legends. Don't let the shark cheese you. Ultron is the last healer in the worst matchups for Spider-Man. There's a lot of people out there that are adamant that Spider-Man hard counters flying heroes, and that's just simply not true anymore. Maybe back when he had the symbiote team up with Venom, but those days are gone and Spider-Man's only been getting weaker. Spidey is still decent against some flyers, in particular Iron Man and Storm, but against a good Ultron, you'll just be wasting time trying to kill him. Let me make this clear, Ultron counters Spider-Man, and on a broader scale, dive and brawl as well. Ultron has his dynamic flight ability which allows him to dash in a direction, and imperative firewall which gives him overshields. So let's break down an encounter with Ultron. You, as Spider-Man, shoot a couple web clusters, you use Get Over Here to close the distance on him, and then he dashes away and pops his overshield. Now what? You've used your cooldowns and you have no efficient way to close the distance and deal necessary damage to him. Meanwhile, he'll be shooting lasers at you to get you to retreat even further. Other than trying to bait out his dash and overshield with web clusters, you have very small kill potential against this character. Swap if the enemy Ultron is carrying his team. Okay, let's move on to mid-tier matchups starting with Rocket Raccoon. Much like the Shark, Rocket really doesn't pose a damage threat to you, but also like the Shark, he's very slippery and has movement to get away from you. He's got a double dash and he can climb up a wall to get away from most characters, so unless you can bait out his double dash first, you're gonna have a hard time killing him. So the best thing to do here is to shoot some clusters, web zip to the ground and use one uppercut to scare him and force him to dash, then hit another cluster and use your normal combo to finish him off. Again, as I've stated with the other characters so far, if you can't consistently kill or disrupt his healing, you're not adding value to your team and you need to switch it up. Otherwise, this is how I usually deal with Rocket. Also, if you can't kill him, at least find his revive beacon and take that out. Loki is an interesting one. You could put him in the most difficult matchups, but I chose to put him in the mid-tier matchups. I'll start off by saying Loki is probably one of the harder heals to play as, but that being said, he's got a lot going on in his kit, and specifically a lot of self-peel. He has his invisibility, his clone swapping ability, and his runes, which are basically a soft ultimate if I'm being totally honest with you guys. The absolute only way you can kill Loki is if you bait out his runes first, and if you can't do that, then he's just going to out-heal your combos every single time. So you can do one of two things. Either shoot web clusters or even zip to the ground towards him and uppercut, saving your get over here in order to get him to place his runes, and then back off and re-engage after his runes go on cooldown. Or you can use the yo-yo technique, as Loki doesn't have a stun or push like Luna or Invisible Woman, so he should be a free kill if you can consistently yo-yo him. The problem is, performing the yo-yo is not easy to do consistently, but if you can do it, you've made Loki useless to his team. Alright, now let's get to Luna, who I believe is still the undisputed best healer in the game and maybe could be in contention for the best character overall in the game as well. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Luna's got everything in her kit. Damage, mobility, crowd control, and obviously healing. Add to that she can out-damage Spider-Man, poke him out before he gets close to her, out-heal his combos, and stun him out of his ult. Add to that she's a 275 HP hero, so she is a little tankier than the other healers, so you've got to do a little extra to kill her, which isn't the easiest thing to do. So what do we do here? Well, we've got to try to bait out her Ice Arts ability, since that's a self-heal and a damage stim in one. So if you're trying to attack her while she's casting this, she will absolutely out-heal your damage and kill you in the process. But wait, even if you bait that out, she's still got her snowball, which will freeze you, including when you ult. So if you're going to engage her solo, you've got to try and bait out two abilities before you can safely kill her. I would say before Spider-Man's nerfs, the Sakombo would be your best bet to kill her, since you can avoid her snowball during the combo, but since he's been nerfed, that combo won't work on a 275 HP target. It's still good, but you'll have to add another web cluster either at the beginning or the end to finish her off. But she's got so much healing and utility in her kit that it won't be easy. To be fair, it's going to be hard to solo kill a good Luna. Your best bet is to coordinate a dive with one of your other teammates to kill her, or at least pop her cooldown so you can go in and finish her off. Let's check out the best Spider-Man matchups that you feel confident playing Spider-Man into. Beginning with Cloak and Dagger, she's got a lot of damage, but she's only 250 HP and doesn't have a stun like Luna does. When engaging a Cloak, usually the first thing she's going to do is place her bubble on the ground and throw her blind at you. If you can bait this out, she's vulnerable. The only other thing you need to be worried about is her phase form, but otherwise she's a sitting duck. Also, during her ultimate, you can yo-yo her out of it and kill her, which will end her ultimate, which is a huge plus for your team. Obviously, as we said before, hitting a yo-yo isn't easy, but if you can do it, then you're adding immense value for your team. Let's quickly talk about Mantis next. She's got a very basic kit, and really the only thing you gotta worry about is her sleep. But aside from that, her kit is nothing compared to some of the other bloated kits such as Luna, Loki, and Invis. If you bait that out, she's an easy kill on a 250 HP target with no movement abilities. I would be focusing Mantis in every fight if she's picked against you. The reason why Invisible Woman is in the best matchups and not in the mid-tier matchups is because although she has plenty of ways to self-heal, she doesn't pose a threat to you damage-wise. For that reason, it just comes down to fully committing your kit to her when she's vulnerable. The other characters we've talked about, if you web cluster and then zip to the ground near her and uppercut, most Invisible Woman players will use their push on you. If you can bait that out and quickly combo her after, she can't get away from you. If she goes invisible, she's gonna self-heal, but she's not healing her team. Remember, just because you don't kill an enemy doesn't mean you're not providing value for your team. If you get her to stop healing and you're zoning her out, that's usually a win for your team more often than not. Her healing is much more valuable to her team than your single target assassin damage is to yours. So if you stop a healer from healing, you're still doing a good job for your team. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really had fun making this video and I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it really helps me out. Comment if I missed anything, or if you think that the matchups are off, or if you think something's easier. This is just my personal opinion. It's what's worked for me, so I hope it helps you guys. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.